All right, Jimmy, I'm going to send you some videos on Kenworth 8 bag replacement.
All right, Jimmy. First thing you want to do is get some shop air applied to the truck air system, just like this. All right, Jimmy. Disconnect that lever and pull it on up. Jimmy, what's going to happen is them airbags are going to start to inflate with air that you put in this system earlier. Then what you can do is slide them jack stands under there. Jimmy, then you push that lever down, that'll deflate. Alright, Jimmy, before you start heating, beating, and heating, you gotta try something else first. This is what I want you to do. Get them tires off of there. Just get them off that truck right now. Alright, Jimmy, get you one of them thin cutting discs right there. That's what you're going to want to use. Alright, Jimmy, get that guard off that 4-inch grinder. Throw that cut wheel on there. Look how thin that is. That's what you're going to want to do. Don't get caught with that. They'll throw you right into jail. Alright, Jimmy, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut that nut off. You're going to cut flush on that bracket, just as close to the bottom of that nut as you can get. Alright, Jimmy, once you get that airbag off there, get your impact in a wrench. Back that up, hit that with the impact, you're going to spin that nut right on out. That's what it looks like right there once it's off. Alright, Jimmy, that's what it's going to look like once you spun that nut off of there. There's the nut right there. What you can do is take that center out. You only need to have one of these. Once you're all done, that's what it should look like. Get her lubed up really good with some NICs. Then you spin her on there. See how it fits. Make sure it threads on there a little ways. Then you're ready to move on to the next step. Alright, Jimmy. Fire up the torque and start heating that nut up right there. You're going to get her pretty hot, but don't damage that with that torch now, because that can happen. Alright, Jimmy, once you get her all heated up, it ought to be kind of hot, just like that right there. Alright, Jimmy, spin that nut onto that fitting there a few times, just like that. Hold that up tight, start beating on the bottom of that nut with your hammer a few times. Get that nut spun off just like that. What you're going to have, Jimmy, you're going to have a gap that was created there.
when you beat up on that nut, you can see that rust that it broke loose from. That's what you want to end up with. Alright, Jimmy, get you some fast break or some WD-40 or some rust buster. Start spraying her down a little bit. You gotta kind of cool that off and get some lube down in that nut. That'll work just fine right there. Alright, Jimmy. Once you get her lubed up and cooled down, get your wrench on there and start trying to move that fitting back and forth on that piece of pipe. Clear out that rust and free her up. Alright, Jimmy. You can spray her down some more, cool her off a little bit, get some lube sprayed in there, get a bit more in there, maybe get your wrench back on there and try to get her freed up a little bit more if you have to. Alright, Jimmy, what I do then is I get me a squirt bottle out there with some water, finish cooling her down. Alright, Jimmy, once you free her up, get your illegal air blower out and blow all that water and gunk out of there. Then you can check and see if it bends to your satisfaction. If not, you can spray a little more lubrication in there and try to free her up a little more if you have to. Alright, Jimmy, once you get your airbag in place, don't forget to place that little O-ring on there before you start to install that fitting. Alright, Jimmy, once you're ready to go, get a little bit of anti-seize on those threads because you don't want to get her all rusted up again in another 4, 5, 10 years or so. Have to go through this whole process again. You want to have every advantage that you possibly can. Okay, Jimmy, get that fitting threaded down inside that nut, and then just kind of snug her up a little bit. You don't have to really crank on it yet. You want to check a few things out before you make any finalization. Alright, Jimmy, then you reach around the back side there, lift that lever up. That's going to open that valve up and start to inflate those bags. Then what you can do, Jimmy, is get yourself a squirt bottle, squirt around on there, look for some bubbles. If no bubbles, you're good to go. Alright, Jimmy, if you're convinced there ain't any leaks going on, make sure that pipe's centered in the hole, snug her on down. Alright, Jimmy, next thing you want to do is finalize mounting that airbag on there. Get them bolts tightened down real good. Don't forget the one on the bottom, you got to get it tightened up too. Jimmy, when you're done there, you want to take that illegal air blower again. You want to blow all that soap and water out of there. Get her on out of there really, really good now. Alright, Jimmy, next thing you want to do is to get some that spray anti-seize and try to spray it there right between that pipe and that nut. Alright, Jimmy, in conclusion, get your 4-inch grinder and the cut wheel, cut that nut off, get that bag off there. And by the way, Jimmy, if you get hurt, cut, destroyed, or dismembered, it ain't my fault. You shouldn't have been doing it in the first place.